Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to my 2025 Pittsburgh Steelers mock draft. One of my favorite times of year and one of my favorite teams to take and talk about.
Stop. Don't do that.
This mock draft that I have here, I want everybody to comment down below how much you love it, how much you hate it.
I don't like what you've done. I really don't like it. It feels terrible and it looks dreadful.
I'm trying my best.
Maybe your best isn't good enough.
I'm going to assume that they're going to move forward with Aaron Rodgers in a couple days, but as of right now, nobody knows anything essentially, right? As far as, the general consensus. But let's get right into it. I start off the Pittsburgh Steelers going with a guy by the name of Derek Harmon. He's a defensive tackle, 6'4", 313 pounds, coming out of Oregon. Dude's a beast. Statistically, he got 27 solo tackles, 5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 2 pass deflections. The guy gets busy. I think he would do wonders in that Pittsburgh Steelers defense. Absolute wonders. Next person that I have here is and look, I am a huge fan of this young man. I think the world of him. One of my favorite defensive backs in the whole draft, not just because he has a favorite name of one of my favorite basketball players of all time, but that's Kobe Bryant. 6 foot tall, 180. Some places have him as 6'1". Very instinctive quarterback, and with his hips, man, can really go east to west really quickly. 26 solo tackles, 1 forced fumble, 4 interceptions, and 7 passes deflected. This guy was the anchor for that secondary over for the Kansas Jayhawks. This guy is a lockdown corner. He's a big hitting corner. Little light. Obviously, you would like to see him maybe gain like 10 pounds, but the dude can play football. He's proven that. And this secondary for this Pittsburgh Steelers, after this draft, I don't want to hear nothing because there are tons. I mean, tons. There will be very good defensive backs, perhaps maybe even in round 4 and 5. So if you want to get a good cornerback, this is a great year, a great draft to take and do so. The teams that do the most homework in this draft are the teams that are really going to take and flourish the most. So anyway, Kobe Bryant, that's my next guy, pick number 83. And I got a running back. Okay, Najee Harris is no longer there. I got Brashard Smith. Got a RAS score of 7.07. He's a former wide receiver turned running back, but man, he is one of my favorite running backs. I love his running style. He's 5'9", 194 pounds. Y'all, check this out. 1,332 yards, 14 touchdowns, 5.7 yards per carry, and his longest run was 71 yards. And then receiving, he also got 327 yards. So you're talking about a guy here with over 1,600 all-purpose yards and a total of 18 touchdowns if you count the 4 touchdowns he had receiving. Brashard Smith is dope, man. He is a RB1, in my opinion. He's not a community running back. And because he has hands, not only can he put the team on his back and carry the rock, you can also dump the ball to him, a little quick 3-yard route, and then he will take and get you another 10 yards because he does that, and he is that. The next guy that I take and I have, and there's only 6 draft picks for the Pittsburgh Steelers, so pretty quick this year. A name that a lot of y'all may not be familiar with, and that's Za Frazier. Some places have him listed as 6'3", 6'2". He's coming out of UTSA. Some of y'all are like, who? Where? What's a UTSA? Well, they're the University of Texas at San Antonio Roadrunners. They've produced players like Rashad Wisdom, who is on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, or even Tariq Woolen, who is the starting defensive back and absolutely crushing it for the Seattle Seahawks. This dude is amazing. Had he put up these numbers at a USC and Alabama, we'd be talking about maybe a second-round pick for this guy. 20 solo tackles, 24 total tackles, 1 forced fumble, 6 interceptions. 6. And then 9 passes deflected. Za is he's a cold guy, man. He is a cold guy. Za Frazier, man. I am a fan. Za Frazier is that dude, man. I think if you have a guy like him and Kobe Brown, what do they have in common? Both of them they could be put on an island. Okay, I would go more so with Za, even though it's a smaller school. UTSA plays some great talent, man. You see what he did given the opportunity. So I would go with Za Frazier over Kobe Bryant, but obviously I did Kobe because he's from the bigger school. He's a more well-known prospect. But those are guys you could line them up anywhere. And I think if they stick to a strategy like this of prioritizing the defensive back position, not just, oh, well, we got our one guy and let's see what we can pick up through a trade later. It's not going to work, man. Grab two really good secondaries, man, and watch the Steelers thrive, watch them eat, watch them get interceptions. I want to see this defense not only be good at the linebacker core and the edge rush, I want to see them be good on all over the defense, man. Because if you do that, you'll be able to take over that division again once you get the quarterback position right. Anyway, last pick of this mock draft is a quarterback. Because I still think whether they get Aaron Rodgers or not, they still need a quarterback, okay? Now, they got the 21st pick, and I battled, y'all. Jackson Dart was there. The mock draft simulator is not always the most accurate. I personally do not see Jackson Dart leaving the top 10. Personally, I don't. I see a player who can I think his ceiling is maybe Kirk Cousins. And I like Kirk Cousins, but Kirk Cousins is going to do some Dak Prescott type stuff. But Kirk Cousins is still a great quarterback nonetheless. There's a guy by the name of Taylor Elgersma, and I feel like he has potential to be better than Jackson Dart. He has potential to be one of the best quarterbacks in this year's draft class, okay? Now, those who, you may not know me, this might be the first time you've ever watched this channel. I've covered the Hula Bowl in person. I've covered the Tropical Bowl in person. So after the Hula Bowl comes the Tropical Bowl, and I'm at the practice watching them guys run routes. I mean, it was just a good time. Then there's this quarterback I hear is a Canadian quarterback, and he is with the Giants actually for like half an hour, man. Teams were just lining up to meet with this dude. They pulled him out of practice because he was balling, just dropping dimes, man. He did so good that he is the first ever Canadian quarterback to play Canadian college football and get selected for the Reese's Senior Bowl. Y'all, getting to the Reese's Senior Bowl is so tough. Same thing with East West Shrine Bowl. Those are really tough games to get into. So to make that jump from the Tropical Bowl, which is a mix of, a lot of UDFA players, round 7, maybe round 6 guys, okay, all the way to Reese's Senior Bowl, I want y'all to stay with me for a sec. This guy can take and play ball. I'm going to read some of the stats. So he got 34 touchdowns, okay, 34 touchdowns throwing, 6 touchdowns rushing. Oh yeah, he got wheels. They have him listed as 6'5", 227. To me, he looks like he's about 230, 6'6". When I saw him, I saw a 6'6" male. This dude is tall. Okay. And then when it comes to interceptions, he has a total of 10 interceptions. This is just last year. Okay. Some fun facts about him, taking and reading about him. So in American college football, we have the Heisman. Over there, they have the Heck Crichton Award winner. Yeah, he won that. He won their version of the Heisman. UTEC Bowl Nike Offensive Player of the Game, UTEC Bowl champion, MVP. I mean, just the list goes on of all the greatness. And it's crazy. He didn't start playing football until high school. The guy grew up playing hockey. This guy is tough as nails. And also, I know him personally. I've had him on the show. Fellow brother in Christ, man. We talked about faith. We talked about football, family, what's important to him. I would love to take and see him on a team like the Pittsburgh Steelers, a team that he could potentially grow into. I think that being that the Steelers are in an interesting spot, get Aaron Rodgers. But Aaron Rodgers, let's be real, he is a bridge quarterback. You sign him for 2 years, pay him, 2 years, $60 million. Hopefully it's something reasonable, but then you also draft a quarterback that you could kind of work on. And then next year, bring in your guy. You know what I mean? There's going to be anywhere between 5 to 6 quarterbacks possibly going in the first round just next year alone. It's going to be quarterback heavy. Okay. So we'll see what happens, or they could just go with, a guy who's already on the roster, and just kind of rock out from there. So it's going to be real interesting to see what they do. I know a lot of people are going to disagree on my mock draft because of who I got at the 21st spot, but Taylor Elgersma, check him out. His highlight reel will not disappoint. He balled out the Tropical Bowl. He balled out at the Reese's Senior Bowl, dropping dimes to talent that's a lot better than Canadian college football. Canadian college football has some ballers, but almost all those guys will take, in fact, go to the CFL. very rarely can make it to the NFL, right? So Taylor Elgersma is such a rare talent. He has a few nicknames: the Canadian Rifle. I've heard the Dutch Rifle. Or the Dutch Rocket. I've heard a few cool nicknames, but the dude can play ball. But my favorite part of this mock draft is not only him, but also the two defensive backs. Zob Frazier is that guy. But anyway, comment below. Let me know your thoughts on this mock draft. Hit subscribe. When you hit subscribe, it costs you nothing, and you support the channel more than you even know. But if you do want to take a step further, in the description of this video, you will take and see where you can take and donate. Helps out a lot. Help for me to get better equipment, stuff like that. So I'll see you guys next time on the Touchdown with Doug Smith. God bless you guys. Have a wonderful night, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace. Thank you for watching another episode of the Touchdown with Doug Smith, where we have exclusive NFL content and exclusive NFL interviews. Be sure to hit that like and that subscribe button. Follow us on social media. See you on the next one.